So I am sitting outside of my old place of work where I used to have a job, and sitting in the cafeteria doing some work. So I used to take this stroll here through the courtyard. That's where we used to eat lunch. This building right here is now vacant, but that is where I used to work out of. This is the courtyard. This is actually new. This wasn't here when I was here. This is a little courtyard. Used to walk across for my lunch. My hour, I would take advantage and do an hour and a half because, you know, I'm sticking to the man. But more importantly, the fact that I hated working here, and it really, it was a blessing because I was able to pay my bills, but I wasn't confident enough in myself to actually make that leap. So during my lunch, come out here and walk around here, and this is actually where many of the ideas from the Iconic Agent were created. Because I would walk through there and I would talk to Nate and we'd ideate, and I'd figure out how the hell can I get off of this job, because, you know, I am certifiably unemployable at this point. So let me walk down here and take a little stroll around this where I used to walk. So I would come down here and walk around and figure out what I need to do to supplement my income. I was fearful, I was afraid. I was like, man, I don't know if I can do this or how I'm gonna do this. Because, you know, it's a nice little cushy six-figure salary, which, by the way, is an absolute trap. A six-figure salary is a trap, because once you get there, you're afraid to leave because you're so comfortable. But, you know, I would walk around here, much like I'm doing right here. I would stop, sit down, think. One of my favorite spots will be over there in a minute, right over there. And I would sit here and think, how can I do this? So I ended up finally making the leap 5 years ago? 5 or so years ago. And it was a little nerve-wracking, but ironically, I made, my first year out, I made just as much money as I had made, because I'd always been doing Iconic Agent stuff and real estate stuff and my corporate job. But the first year out, and ever since, I made the same amount of money with one business as I did with a job in a business. But I wasn't confident enough in myself to do it. So this is where I used to hang out. I used to sit right there, or over here, and walk through and just have ideas and sit here and think of what could we do to get better, and holler at Nate. You know, he's on showings and be like, dude, I'm on a show. I was like, look, yeah, we got to figure out how we're gonna make this thing work. So it was interesting that I didn't have the confidence or the certainty or the balls to take the leap. And then finally, after a bunch of layoffs, they would not lay me off. I was like, I literally asked, look, you're laying some good people that want to work here off. You're laying some people that are good jobs, you know, they're good at their job, they really want to be here. Can I, instead of you just randomly firing people and giving them severance, can I just swap my position out? And they want to be here more than I do. They're like, nope, that's not how it works. I'm like, wait, so you're going to keep somebody that's not doing the work, that doesn't really want to be here, and get rid of somebody who wants to be here? Yep, that's how the process works. Talk about flawed. So, you know, went through that, and another round of layoffs came. I was like, oh, I hope I'm on there. And people were like, oh my God, why do you wish you get laid off? It's like, because this is trash. Corporate politics, I don't kiss ass, never will kiss ass. Like, all of this ain't me. I got a skill set. I got people that lives have changed, lives have impacted. I'm comfortable here, so I'm taking the paycheck, but I don't really want to be here. So eventually I said, screw it, y'all ain't gonna fire me, I'm gonna quit. Now, it's been 5+ years. Of course, it's been ups and downs. The stress is completely different than working here. So, won't go into all that, but it's been a blessing. It's been awesome, you know, being on my own, helping thousands of agents, helping agents make over $400 million in sales in the last 4 years since we've been tracking. Moving from Atlanta, because I'm in Atlanta now, to Florida, it's been an amazing ride. But the key with that is I got 100% clear on what I wanted in order to get from here to where I am currently. 100% clear. So I got clear on how I wanted my body to be. Spiritually, I got clear on where I wanted to be. My relationships with my significant other, with my family, with my friends, with myself. In my business, what I wanted my business to look like, how much money I wanted to make, where business was going. And ever since then, you know, for the last about 4 years, I've been following this process that we call goal mapping. And goal mapping is how I was able to buy my, I guess it was close to my dream home. Wasn't my dream home, but it was a dope ass house. Buy my house, end up being with the woman I wanted to be with, how I lost the woman I wanted to be with, because I lost sight and the clarity that I had, how I made money, how I lost money, how I bought my dream car, how I'm getting ready to buy another one. Like, all of this was architected by myself. Nobody said, Damon, you can't have this. No boss was like, get up and go to work, or don't come here, you can't. It's like, I know I can do whatever I want to do. And this process has tens of thousands of people that have gone through this process and gotten results. And I swear by it. That's how I'm able to, that's why the business right now looks different than what it did when we started. And it's allowed me more time. It's how I was able to just come back from a 7-day all-inclusive, I didn't have to lift a finger vacation I've never been on, out of the country. It's how I'm able to pretty much do whatever I want by getting clear on that and orchestrating it. Now, this process is a simple process, and we've even had some of our cohort students go through it, and they've gotten clear. Number one is 3 steps. Where are you? Where do you want to go? How are you going to get there? So what I've decided to do, because we've been testing this with some of our cohorts for our live events, and it's super powerful, and I want to share this with you. So it's called the Iconic Agent Goal Mapping Process, and we're walking you through exactly what you need to do. Now, it's ridiculously easy to do. It's actually simple to do, but it's easy. It's just, you have to stick to it. If you don't have consistency, if you can't set aside the time, this is something that is life. When I say life-changing, I mean life-changing in general. Life as a whole. It's not one-dimensional. We all know somebody that's like got a bunch of money and they're fat as hell and unhealthy and in the hospital all the time. Or somebody that's super fit and they're broke as hell and their wife and kids hate them. Or someone that has a great family relationship, but they have no spirituality, no money. Like, there's one-dimensional. This is how to be a 4-dimensional, awesome individual that you want to be. Now, it takes work, it takes consistency. And I want to invite you to the goal mapping sessions that we will be having coming up in December. It's going to be a 3-day, it's about 3 hours each day. It's going to be a 3-day live workshop. There are no recordings. It's just like going to the gym. You can't watch a recording of going to the gym and get the results. You have to go to the gym. So this is a 3-day workshop. There will be an investment, because if you're not willing to invest in yourself and you're not willing to bet on yourself, why would anybody else? So there is an investment that is, it's going to be under $100, but it's a super powerful process where it will literally change your life. You will get complete clarity and direction on what you want to go, where you want to go. And like I said, that's how I was able to architect my own life and many others. So We'll give you more information on this. You can DM me or comment on this post, and I will give you the specifics as soon as we have those. Or if you go to theiconicagent.com, sign up, and you'll be on our mailing list. We'll go ahead and email you over what we got. It'll definitely be in December, ready for next year. And we set goals based on 18-month increments. We'll guide you through the entire process. It's a collaborative experience. So you will be working with other business owners. More than likely, most of them will be real estate agents. But there's nothing like this process in a collaborative environment. We've had clients that have actually teared up going through this process just because of what they figured out. We simply facilitate it. I highly, highly recommend, if you're serious about making an impact in your own personal life, I will guide you through this. And like I said, the investment will be minimal. We have a limited number of spots because we only have a certain number of, we got to keep it to a certain level in order to really have the impact that we need it to have and get through in a timely manner. There will be no recording, so you will have to block off the 3 days. And this is only for folks that are serious. So it's not something that you can go over by yourself initially and have the same power that you'll have being in a group. So it's a live event. We're not recording it. And then once it's done, we have accountability sessions. We'll figure out how that'll work. But once you go through the process, it's actually something you can self-maintain. You guys can set up separate cohorts. We'll give you some instructions. But it's definitely want somebody to hold you accountable. But the key to success in anything is clarity. And I bring that back to this building right here that I used to work in. And if you've ever worked a job, a corporate job, every year, the CEOs or the company leaders come down and say, here's our mission for the next 12 months. Here's your piece of that mission. This is what you need to do for the bigger whole of the mission. I think 90% of people don't do that for their lives. When you do that for your life, that's how corporations succeed, from systems. When you put your life on a system and you're very clear about what you want and you lay it out, you're already doing it, but you're probably doing it for someone else. Here's how you can do it for yourself and get absolute certainty, confidence, clarity, and start building the life that you want, whatever that looks like. Not what your friends want, not what your husband, wife, your kids, your parents, but the life that you want. It's totally possible. I am a 100% testimony to that, and constantly growing. It is possible. Doesn't matter if you were built with a silver spoon in your mouth, if you come from money, if you don't come from money, if you have the grit, the focus and discipline, and number one, the clarity, you can completely take your life and put another trajectory if you want. So if you're a realtor and you're like, look, things have changed. I need this confidence and certainty. I need to be able to get to this level that I want to get to. I invite you to the Iconic Agent goal mapping processes. Comment on this post or email support@theiconicagent.com. Go to theiconicagent.com, put in information, put your information, name, email, phone number, get on the list, comment on here. But we'll need a way to reach you when we have our final dates. So again, I am a witness of this. This was my 6-figure, soon 7-figure walk I used to do when I worked at that building behind me. Trying to figure out how I was going to get out of that building behind me. Now I'm sitting in the same cafeteria I used to eat lunch in with my coworkers and reminiscing of how far I've come in the 5 years and how I've been able to completely architect my own life where I am certifiably unemployable anymore. When we can help you do that, I can help you do that. And I don't do anything but just guide you and show you the way. Once you understand it, it's not something that you can unlearn, and you will feel the true power that you have. So comment on here, and I hope to see you on the goal mapping process.